Kasi I've been seeing you all in the community na magically we've been able to build in less than a week's time. So thank you so much, Miss Yan, Coach Yan, for helping me do this. So I'm really, really excited to do. This is actually my second webinar for just today. Pangalawa ko na to. I just did one last one this afternoon then 1:30 to 3 p.m. And I was doing that webinar for business owners naman, no? Still talking about accounting technology. So, yan. And I'm really glad that we do have this kind of community. I'm really, really glad for us to have this kind of opportunity to learn something that will open these doors for us. Bakit? Kasi uh, I wish I had this 12 years ago. I wish I had this 12 years ago. Because when I but for those who don't know me yet, so I'm Miguel Serrano. I'm a certified public accountant and also a certified learning and development professional under the International HR Institute. So I am the owner and president and founder of two companies in the Philippines. We have Expert Cloud Pro Business Solutions, which provides accounting technology solutions for small and medium-sized entities, and CoreView Management Accounting, which provides naman training and upskilling for accountants, finance teams, accounting teams, and also provide services for international clients like outsourcing, mga ganon. So I operate these two companies right now. But 10, 12 years ago, I'm not this one. Okay. That was 2014. I passed the board exam. And being someone who passed the board exam 12 years ago, 2014, we all know saan dapat tayo nandun. Diba? Automatic yun eh. When you are an accountancy graduate, you take the board exam. There's a very simple formula to your life. You take the board exam, you graduate as BS Accountancy, you take the board exam, you pass the board exam, and then you work either in a bank or in an accounting firm. Matik yun. And then probably, swertehin, if you're lucky, you create your own accounting firm in the future. But I didn't take that path eh. That's not what I wanted. Ano ba gusto mo? What did you want, Migs? I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't have an idea before what I wanted because I didn't even appreciate exactly why I'm an accountant. Why I'm an accountant in the first place. For some reason, I was able to graduate in accountancy with good standing naman. I was being a dean's lister. I was topping the board exam pre-board, mga mock boards namin. I was able to pass the board exam. But deep in me, I still am looking for the reason why I wanted to become an accountant. I'm already a professional nun, but I still don't know. So I didn't have a direction. Now, luckily, through the movement of fate, no, I'm located in Pampanga eh. And in Pampanga, back then, there was a specifically booming industry, which is the outsourcing industry, of which I don't know anything about. Wala akong idea kung anong meron doon. Basta, someone just told me, yung kakilala ng kakilala ko, there's an opening, a job opening here, send your resume. And so I did, because I'm not specifically looking to work on anything, like a specific company. And so I passed my resume. I attended an interview. The interview was in English because I was talking to a foreigner whom I don't even know who. I don't know exactly what I'm trying to look into entering myself into, and I passed the interview and started a week immediately after. So, and that's the only time that I understood what's going on. Na you have a client, the client is in New Zealand, mine is in New Zealand, but there are also other clients like Australia and the US, and you are going to be doing accounting for them. And the tricky part there is that I don't know anything about what I'm supposed to do. Wala ko alam sa kailangan gawin. Kasi that's not what I studied in school eh. And then they're trying to make you use some software. Especially in other countries, what I realized is that a lot of accounting firms there are really into using a lot of tools, no, online tools, software. So you're expected to know all of those. So the first moments of me dealing with all of those, lalo na, kailangan aralin mo lahat. Okay? Doing things on your own, studying everything. Well, you're being guided by your client, yes. But um, 70% of the job of learning all of these things rested on me. So I need to know what I needed to know. So nag-aral tayo, I trained myself, I tested things, did a lot of mistakes, and even had the privilege to study directly back then, that available option pa to study directly with the training team of Zero Cloud Accounting System. They were contracted by my client to teach me how to use the software. You know why? Because they want me to learn about that software and they want me to teach everyone else in the team how to use it. Okay? That's the amazing part. And nakaka-pressure na part. Because it's their software. It's something that's available in their country, but they want me to learn it so I can teach them how to use it. So the first thing was that naka-pressure yun You know? Like, I need to learn all of these things. The first time ko lang ding marinig. Back in school, I didn't study that. I studied in school, SAP, Excel, oo. But Zero, first time that I heard. So, swerte ko, I was able to work directly with the training team, the education team of Zero, and they trained me. They even sent me a shirt back then, no? Handjam pa yun. T-shirt, 12 years na yung tanda nun. I became close to them and I was able to understand the software to its core. You know? So ginamit ko siya doing bookkeeping for a lot of clients. I was actually doing bookkeeping back then for 60 clients. Sabay-sabay, all at the same time. 60. You need to do all of the bookkeeping daily for each of them. I'm handling an accounting firm, so they assign them to me. And then on a monthly basis, you do their tax return, their GST. Yeah. It was not sorry, not once a month. It's every 2 months pala. You need to do your tax returns. You need to do their daily bookkeeping. But the key here is that I was able to appreciate what that software is all about. And I was able to understand, okay, so this is where opportunities lie. Kasi if you understand the way they do things and the tools that they use, if you know how to utilize them, maximize them, you will be able to help these clients and they will be very happy to work with you. That was my conclusion. Especially when it comes to this kind of industry. Na-in-love ako. Kasi bakit? Una, the work environment is very good. Happy tayo doon. Kasi we're not overworked. We are being paid properly. Maganda bayad. The camaraderie is there. You don't feel that you're working for a boss. Okay? Kasi usually in my experience with dealing with Australians, with Kiwis, with the similar nations, no, and cultures, it's part of their culture that you belong to a team. You become part of their team and not just a person who they need someone to do something. Okay? And that's the lovely part. And I loved it. Sabi ko, how I wish every accountant, every bookkeeper would be able to experience what I was able to experience. That's what I wanted. And so 2016, 2 years after 2 years after my journey in doing that, I started training people na on my own initiation. So I started teaching Zero to accountants who I know. Bakit? Because I want to give them that opportunity as well. I'm enjoying that kind of privilege and I want others na instead of nagtitiis tayo sa mahirap, mabagal, overwork type of environment, why not give them the opportunity to enjoy what I'm enjoying? So I started doing workshops in Zero, started teaching people. I came to a point that I was already doing it like 23 times, in a year. Ganun kadalas ang ginawa namin na training because there's a demand there. People want to know how it works and they see the opportunity. And then the freelance community is there, outsourcing community is there. The world became a playground for Filipinos, especially for Filipino accountants. And that's also the reason why when Miss Yan approached me and said, if you can please teach my community how to utilize yung software na ganito. I immediately said yes because that has been what I've been doing since 2016, 10 years. You know, I even had the privilege to become a training director of another outsourcing company, which strengthened my mission to teach people about these systems, about the culture of other countries. How do you learn about their taxes, their accounting processes, and their and open up opportunities for you. So this session today and the community that we just built is just technically a continuation of what I have been doing for the past 10 years. That's why I'm very, very glad to do this once again. So maraming salamat. Now, for today, what are we going to be talking about? I want you to understand your why and your how. Right? Why are we supposed to be learning all of these things? What's in it for us? That's a very important question. And where do I start? Okay? Kasi yun yung mahirap eh. There's a lot of things to learn and with that fact, na-overwhelm tayo. So kapag na-overwhelm ka, naninigas ka. You don't know what to do eh. So you won't do anything eventually. That's the worst part. If you don't do anything or unless you do something, wala kang mangyayari. Walang mag-open na opportunity for you. So for today, let's talk about what's in it for me. Why am I supposed to be learning all of these things? And then, where do I start? Okay? Ano ba kailangan kong matutunan so that this journey is something that I can do for myself and benefit out of it? Kita ko sa mga chat kanina, they want to enjoy work from home, they want to be a freelancer, you want to have a better opportunity for yourself, access international job openings. Good. That's your motivation. But now let's try to dig into that deeper. Okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Now, the last time I checked, okay, on the why are you supposed to be looking into this? Well, zero alone, okay, opens up this kind of opportunity for us. The last time I checked, around the globe, there are already more than almost 5 million users of Zero. Ganun kadami. I would say 90% of that, business owners who are working with accounting firms who required them, encouraged them to use the software. So imagine that. Divide mo na lang yan on how many clients every accounting firm is handling. That's how much opportunities you have. And this is something, a software that is used not just in Australia, this is used in more than 180 countries. So pili ka, saan mo gusto? Okay? If you know Zero, 180 countries can open opportunities for you. Of course, the biggest ones, Australia, ZeroCon kasi andyan eh. And I even had the privilege before, no, to attend the ZeroCon event twice in Brisbane and in Sydney, 2019 and 2023. It was a beautiful community. First time in my life, I'm surrounded by more than 4,000 accountants in one place and they are all into collaboration. Ganda. Gandang tignan. Nakaka-inspire. So all of those could open up opportunities for us. New Zealand also as well, siyempre. It's already starting to invade UK and also US and also in Asia. Singapore. Yeah, madalas yan. If you really want to be an expert in Zero, you're really serious in learning this one of the things that you should be putting in your bucket list is to at least, no, at a minimum, attend Zero's roadshow in Singapore. Free ticket yun. Flight mo lang ang kailangan for ano lang, half day. And then enjoy the beauty of Singapore. I would love to be back. Siguro nakatatlo, 3 times ako yata nag-attend or 4 times sa Singapore. So yun, dami. Even the Philippines. We are also opening a lot of opportunities here for people who know how to use Zero. Kasi small and medium-sized businesses in the Philippines are already expressing their interest on how this software could make it easy for them. So, kahit saan ka magpunta, anak, meron yan. Basta alam mo paano siya gamitin. The last time I checked, I went to Indeed. There are more than 700 active jobs just by searching the keyword Zero. Baka medyo matagal na to eh. Baka mas marami pa ngayon. Or you might have the latest figures. Upwork, same. Okay? More than 500 active projects. This is probably a few months ago. Last year pa yata itong figures ko na to. It could be more as of this moment. So, if you are looking for the reason why you should learn Zero, well, the simple reason for me is that you are an accountant. You are a bookkeeper. If this is the type of profession na gusto mong pasukin, hindi pwedeng hindi mo to alam. Regardless if what you want to maximize is local opportunity or other countries, regardless what country, Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, Asia, Zero will always be part of the formula. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why we're doing all of this. Para mabigyan kayo ng oportunidad. Oops, sorry. Okay? Now, to open up this opportunity, I'm presenting here 9 things, okay? 9 critical skills na dapat alam mo if you want to serve, especially Australian clients. Okay? These are 9 areas, 9 skills in using Zero that you should know because you're looking for a starting point, di ba? These are the 9 point of focus that you need to make yourself an expert about. Kasi if you know how to do all of these 9 things, lakas ng ano mo, laban mo sa ganito. Kasi ito yung ginagamit talaga nila. Pinakikinabangan nila when it comes to utilizing the software in bookkeeping and accounting for clients. Ano yung mga to? Pakita ko sila, well, may listahan tayo. And then I'm also gonna be doing a quick, papakita ko sila in using in the software itself. Okay? With the interest of time, of course, hindi natin siya sobrang magiging detalye, pero bibigyan ko kayo ng background. Rapid fire natin. So ano-ano itong mga to? First thing, we have the reconciliation of automatic bank feeds. Kung hindi ka aware what automatic bank feeds is all about, automatic bank feeds means your accounting software is connected sa bank account ng client. How is that important? Kasi the bank, kaya siya tinawag na bank feeds, the bank is feeding transactions into the system. Why is that important? Kasi whenever you do the transaction, let's say for today, immediately by tomorrow, kita mo na lahat ano yung naging transaction mo through the bank kahapon. And as an accountant, that's already instant data that you need to process. So instead of looking for receipts, looking for documents that would give you an idea what transactions are you supposed to be recording, the bank is already giving you those information immediately, automatically. Okay? And if you're gonna be looking at Zero, pakita ko yung mismo software. Ito ba yun? Ay, hindi. Sige, exit ko muna to. This is Zero. Okay? Now, I'm using right now Demo Company. This is your playground. So if you want to test something, study something, Demo Company, kaya pagdating kay Zero, pwede mong gamitin yan. Ang kinagandahan kay Zero, once you register for an account, for free, you can register for an account for free, you will already be able to access Demo Company. What do you pay for? You pay for if you create an organization aside from Demo Company. Kung gumawa ka ng organization, babayaran mo subscription nun. Pero kung hindi naman, you just create a login, you can create an account, then you can open that account without an organization, but you have access to demo company. And then if your client gives you access to their organization, you can use the same account. Okay? Now within the demo company, playground mo yan, sandbox mo yan. One of the things that you need to play along here, reconciliation of bank feeds. Saan mo yun nakikita? Yan, ito yung dashboard mo. You can see it here. For example, this is their bank account. You can see here, reconcile 27 items. These are their bank transactions that needs processing. So pag inopen mo yan, you'll be able to see, okay. So from their bank balance, from their bank statement, you can see here na tagal lang. Ayan. So they received this amount of money from this particular client, and then they spent this particular money in paying this specific um, supplier, and then they receive this money from another client, etc., etc. So you can practice through this demo company. How do you reconcile this? For example, ito, Ridgeway University. They receive the payment from this client, and then they also have an invoice related to Ridgeway University. So as an accountant who knows or understands bank reconciliation, you know very well that once you click this OK button, madidikit mo yung payment na to against this invoice. This will close, okay, yung invoice na to by applying this payment. At the same time, watch what I'm gonna do. Look at these balances sa taas. So we have 831,564,17654. Remember the numbers. Once I click OK, something moves. So that, may bago to? Because as you reconcile these items inside the software, aside from updating ano yung mga invoices na bayad na, ano yung mga bills na bayad na, it also automatically updates the bank balance in the books of the client. So this is why it's very important. Kasi if the client is monitoring, what are my expenses? Which of my customers have already paid me? How much is my bank balance? Just clicking that single button that I did a while ago could already answer that question immediately. That's how important this section is for them. That's why your role, your goal as a bookkeeper in using this software, you need to finish all of these, ng 26 items na to. Okay? Record mo yan lahat. Kasi kapag na-record yan lahat, ibig sabihin, you've been able to capture the bank balance correctly, na-update mo lahat ng accounts, na-record mo lahat ng transaction. Okay? So yan, marami yan. May eksperimentohan mo. Kunyari, ito, mamatch natin into multiple invoices. Yan, ito, search ko to. There you are. Yan, kita ko sila. Match ko sa dalawang yan. And then I just click OK. And then it updates the balance once again. Dito, hindi pa yata nag-reflect. Pero pag ni-refresh natin yan, it should update the balance. Ayan, update, etc., etc. So you experiment with this, no? And try to understand. Ang pinaka-importante part dito, kapatid, once you do the reconciliation, the question will be, what happens after? Okay? What gets updated? Ano impact nito? Sa report, ledger, records, balance sheet, profit and loss, trial balance, you need to look for that effect. Search for it. Okay? That's the point of study that you need to do. So that's the first one. Yung pa lang, ang dami mo nang-aaral doon. Okay? That's the first. Ay, nawala yung ano ko. Yeah, yun. So that's reconciliation of automatic bank feed. And then, the second one is utilizing or managing bank rules. Ano yun? Dito pa rin, bank rule. Why do you need to know and what is bank rule? Pag sinabing bank rule, you are creating rules that the bank reconciliation will follow. For example, ito, 7-Eleven. May rule siya nakalagay, an apply rule. Anong purpose nito? Para instead of mano-mano, you are trying to encode the information. Kunyari, itong Cooper Street Bakery na to, you're gonna put the why, sino yung payee, anong account siya belong, okay? Lalagay mo pa dyan. Why, lalagyan mo pa ng description. Using bank rules would enable you to expedite your coding process. So for example, itong 7-Eleven na to. Instead of typing this information and selecting what account does it go, all I need to do is to apply this rule. Anong mangyayari? Buksan natin yung rule. According to the rule, pag kinlik ko yung okay na yon, this rule will automatically encode this transaction saan? papuntang office expenses. Ito siya. Under the pay name of 7-Eleven. Which makes it easier for me. It standardizes your coding. Kasi tandaan niyo, when you're doing bookkeeping, kailangan consistency, malinis yung trabaho, at hindi pa bago-bago ang treatment unless necessary. Kapag bookkeeper ka, dapat ganyan. Disiplinado ang bookkeeping. Everything is clean, standardized, and reconciled. And utilizing bank rules is a key to that one. Kasi it enables you to define every transaction, how are they supposed to be coded. Para next time that you're gonna be encoding them, same treatment tayo. Okay? That's the very important part. So that's what bank rules are all about. Another thing that would help you in expediting your encoding is this cash coding. Tinutukoy niya dito. Ano naman po ito? Cash coding, nandito pa rin, bank. Pansinin nyo, ang daming topics about bank. Bakit? Because in businesses in Australia, management of your bank transactions is probably the 80% to 90% of the job. Okay? Because most of their transactions really are through banks. Yun naman ang amazing on their country. Kasi here in the Philippines, Diyos ko, we do have cash in bank. We do have cash on hand. May petty cash pa yan. Meron pa okay, mga undeposited funds and all of that. No, there, it's very easy. You have bank account, savings, current, and then you have credit card. That's it. Everything digital. Okay? Walang cheque doon. Don't expect any check payments there. It doesn't there they don't use that anymore. Ayun. Ayun. Okay? As far as I know, wala na silang check doon. So everything is digital payment. So therefore, all of their transactions can be seen here. That's why majority of your skills must be concentrated in how do I manage their bank transactions. So bank reconciliation a while ago, sama yan. Number two, the bank rules. And then tong pangatlo, cash coding. Ano naman to? Pabilisan sa pag-encode. So click mo tong cash coding. Ito. Kita nyo siya dito. Yung makikita nyo transactions in cash coding are exactly what you can see dun 25 items na to sa reconcile. It's already here. Pareho lang yan. But this makes it faster for you. For example, pwede ko kasing pagsama-samahin dito. Similar transaction. I will just click this payee and it will summarize, and not summarize, it will sort the transactions. So for example, we have the Central City Parking. You have two choices. Gawa ko ng bank rule. Pwede. Kasi the bank rule will be able to apply on each of these transactions so that it will be faster for you to encode them. I-okay mo lang, i-accept mo lang yung bank rule. Tapos standard na yung pagkaka-encode niya, di ba? But for example, 5 items. Yes, we do have 5 items in here. Pero, you're not expecting this transaction to happen anymore in the future. Or there's a remote probability. Eh di hindi sulit gumawa ng bank rule. 'Di ba? Sayang lang yung effort nag-bank rule, hindi naman pala gagamitin in the future. This is where cash coding comes in. Because what I can do here, I'll select this, and then I'll select the other one. Nag-press mo yung shift button sa ano mo, keyboard, so I can select everything. And then I want a single treatment for all of this. This is parking. So I want to put it as part of motor vehicle expenses. This is another skill that you need to know. You need to be able to pinpoint based on the information of the transaction, anong account siya belong. Eh, ang challenge dito, iba-iba, hindi kamukha naman ng Pilipinas yung mga entities that you'll encounter. So when you say it's Woolworths, what was that? If it's New World, what is it? Okay? Pag sinabing Z, what is it? Okay? 2 degrees, etc. So some of the entities I'm saying are either Australian or New Zealand. You need to know all of those. Actually, when I started, first few months ko, syempre confused ako, no? I need to remember all of the types of suppliers, entities, businesses, no? Na that I need to encode. Eh, I have 60 clients. How do you remember all of those? So what I did, I created a Excel file. I listed all of the types of transactions that each of my clients, ine-expect ko every day that I do the coding. And then I put my interpretation. Na pag nakita ko tong entity na to, ah, department store siya, so dito ko siya encode. Pag nakita ko tong entity na to, it's a telephone type of parang telecommunications company. So dito ko siya ilalagay sa telephone, calls, and internet. Pag nakita ko tong another entity na to, ilalagay pagkain pala to, so lalagay ko siya entertainment, mga ganon. So per entity, I did that. And my client appreciated it. Sabi niya, this is actually very nice. The first time that they saw na someone summarized kung ano lahat ng mga transactions on each of their client and how do we interpret each of them. Later on, after a few years, I was able to use that same spreadsheet to create one of my very first training, which is I did a coding dictionary. So I created my coding dictionary. So na tinuro ko pa sa ibang tao how to use it. So it helped them interpret those entities faster. Kasi medyo pwede kang mabiktima dyan eh. For example, sinabi niya ang entity is Harvey Norman. Okay? That's the entity, Harvey Norman. It sounds like a human being's name, a guy's name. So you're gonna wonder, ano kayang transaction to? Salaries ba to? Ah, subcontractor ba to? Ano to? Anong binili? Tapos magugulat ka, ang encoding pala ng Harvey Norman. Pwede siyang mapunta. Fixed asset, depreciable asset. Ay, paano na? Ba't natin din-depreciate si Harvey Norman? Anong ginawa niya sa buhay niya? Ba't siya na-depreciate? Well, the reason is because Harvey Norman is actually a electronic store. So pwede silang bumili ng equipment, sound equipment, mga tech devices pa. So that's why it's a fixed asset. So you need to know that. O kaya another entity, hire a hobby. I'm not sure kung narinig niyo na yon. Hire a hobby. Magre-renta ako ng asawa? Bakit sila nagrenta ng asawa? May ganun pong entity. Try nyo i-search. Okay? In Australia and New Zealand, there's a such thing as hire a hobby. You don't believe me? Search natin. Ako eh. Akala nyo niloloko ko kayo. Hire a hobby. Ayan, may shortcut na pala ako. Hindi na ako kailangan mag-freelancer.
Handyman service.
Okay. So ano po ito? Handyman services po yan. Hindi po yung iniisip ninyo. Ha? Oo. Dahil marami kasing rental property doon, so they need someone to fix their plumbing, lawn mowing, etc. So yan, this is a big industry. If you don't know what this is all about, you're gonna find it scandalous. But, you know, but if you know how to treat this. Subcontractor or any other repairs and maintenance, etc. Okay? So, kanyari ito, motor vehicle expenses. Select ko lang yan, and then it will uniformly apply that treatment, that selection of account to all of these. So instead of me doing it one by one, through this cache coding, uncheck all ko lang, pag kinlik ko tong save and reconcile all, it records everything that passes through the complete information. Meron siyang pay, meron siyang account. Ang bilis, di ba? So imagine utilizing this if you're encoding 200 transactions all at the same time. Very easy. Okay? That's why it's very critical. So that's cache coding. And then fixed asset. Pag sinabi nating fixed asset, these are your depreciable assets. And the beauty of the fixed asset in Zero and also in Australia is that you don't compute it manually. There's what they call a fixed asset registry. Dito sa accounting and fixed asset, nasa na yun? Fixed asset, ang mismong software na ang magko-compute ng depreciation para sa'yo. And it is also the software that will post the journal entry for you, debiting depreciation expense and crediting accumulated depreciation. Therefore, updating the book value, updating your balance sheet, updating your profit and loss for the depreciation expense. So you need to know how to use this, especially when it comes to doing their reports, they need to also create what we call the depreciation schedule. Anong basis nun? Ito. So kapag bookkeeper ka, una kailangan siguraduhin mo na kumpleto lahat ng mga assets that are in the registered section, and then you need to run your depreciation regularly every month so that you let it compute for the depreciation by itself. So confirm mo lang and then that it does the job. Okay? That's what we do. Medyo komplikado to. So you need to know there are several steps that are involved to make sure that you correctly encoded the fixed asset information inside zero. Kasi kapag hindi mo sinunod yung mga steps na yun, kompleto at sa tamang sequence, mali ang magiging computation ni zero, hindi ka magbabalanse in terms of your fixed asset reconciliation. So you need to be very careful and knowledgeable in doing this para hindi kayo magkagulo. Okay? So that's the fixed asset. And then products and services. So in Australia, yes, some of the clients are using products and services feature. Not all, but some of them still do. This is your, hindi ko siya kasi pwedeng tawaging inventory function. No, because it's not exclusive for inventory. Like the stock, like yung may quantity. Meron ganun. For example, ito, ayan. Makikita niyo dito, large shirt, black t-shirt, yan, meron silang apat, meron silang lima. That is for monitoring your quantities and also calculating for your cost of goods sold. Pero kahit kasi mga services, pwedeng idaan dito. For example, ayan, project management. Okay? Meron silang development work. Alam ko may training pa dito. Ayan. Half-day training. Why are they using that? Kasi ito help them in standardizing their invoicing naman. For example, ito sales, gawa tayong invoice. So, new mo lang yan. Okay? And then select lang natin kung ano yung specific, let's say, yung specific service. Teka lang. Under the item, ayan. Nyari, lalagay ko tong development work, sabi niya. It auto-populates everything eh. Yung description, yung price, anong account siya pupunta, what's your VAT rate or GST rate, magkano yung tax amount, etc. etc. Ang tanging papalitan mo na lang dito, quantity. So it makes your creation of sales invoices faster and at the same time, mas standard yung description, yung presyo, yung account. So setting this up in order for you to make it more efficient and mas correct, mas aligned yung pag-create natin ng mga transactions inside the software. That's the reason why you need to master this part, which is the products and services. Ilan na yon? This is the fifth one. O the sixth one, tracking category. So ano naman ito? When we say tracking category, this is us categorizing. Kunyari, para mas ma-picture out nyo. The client has, for example, they own a coffee shop. And then that coffee shop is it's located in 3 branches. Okay? So may kanya-kanyang sales yung 3 branches na yon, may kanya-kanyang expenses sila. Now, these 3 branches, you want to monitor how much are they making, magkano income ng bawat isang branch. This is where tracking categories comes in. For example, dito, you made this sale. This is a sales invoice. You'll see here that they are trying to track it by region. Yan, nakalagay region. This is a tracking category. And then meron tayong iba't ibang region involved. There's East region, North region, South region, West Coast region. So if I, let's say, select North here, it associates yung sale na to kay North. So kumbaga, kapag nag-generate ako ng profit and loss na exclusive for North lang, masasama to doon. And then if I generate a profit and loss na nagko-compare tayo, magkano ba income ni North versus South versus West Coast versus East Coast, paghihiwa-hiwalay niya yung mga numbers nun into separate columns according to region, which is very important for clients kasi accounting for them is more than just, calculating the numbers and creating your tax return. It's also used for them to understand what's happening in their business. For financial analysis purposes, kailangan nila yun. So, knowing how to splice and dice data using tracking category, very, very important. Okay? So, kailangan alam natin kung paano to ginagamit at paano po natin siya ma-maximize in terms of presentation of reports. Okay? And then, manual journal. Siyempre, whether you like it or not, kapag nag-bookkeep ka, nag-accounting ka, hindi mo pa rin maliligtasan ang debit and credit. Lalong-lalo na pagdating ng month-end. So kapag month-end na, magkakaroon ka ng mga adjustments niyan. Siyempre, alignment, reversals, kailangan yon. How do you do that? Manual journal. So, under accounting, yan, manual journal. Ang lagi lang niya man tatandaan sa manual journal, simple lang. Kailangan ang debit mo equal sa credit mo. Ganun kasimple. So ang challenge kasi dito ganito. For example, the client purchased a residential rental property. Ayan, challenge yan. Bumili siya ng property, bahay, lupa. Okay? Ibibigay sa iyo yan, te. Makapal na document yan. Okay? Marami yan. Galing sa solicitor yan. Maraming papers yan. You need to know how to read those papers and pick up the right numbers and assemble a single journal entry out of it. In my experience, I was able to do one journal entry. I needed to do one journal entry out of a 50-page document. You need to track all of the numbers. Ano lahat ng relevant na numero sa mga daming daldal ng documents na yon and translate that into a journal entry. What does that mean to you? You need to realize na every transaction has a story. And you need to trace that story because that story gives us the format of your journal entry. Kaya kung kunwari you're creating a journal entry in the manual journal, tas hindi ka nagbabalanse, debit mo sa credit mo hindi nagtutugma, there's something wrong in your interpretation in the document. Okay? Yan na lagi niyong tatandaan. Because the documents that we're holding should be able to give us the complete picture and translate that into the proper debits and credits that balance. Okay? So, dun yung utilization natin sa manual journal. Yung natatandaan ninyo. Kailangan matranslate yung kwento ng dokumento as a journal entry na may balancing debit at credit. Okay? Keep that in mind. Di mo maliligtasan yun eh. Accounting kasi talaga ganyan. And then, find and recode. Ano naman to? O, syempre, meron at merong pagkakataon that there was something that you need to realign, correct, or the transaction. For example, you have been, no, imagine niyo to, you've been doing bookkeeping for your client for so long. Daming transactions every day. And then suddenly, you were informed that you have been using the wrong account sa chart of accounts mo for a specific type of transaction. Pinapasok mo lahat. For example, sa entertainment expense, dapat pala sa staff expenses. O kaya naman, dalawa pala yung repairs and maintenance account sa chart of accounts. Yung maling account yung ginagamit mo for so long. So ano gagawin mo ngayon? You need to transfer those, you need to correct mo yung coding eh. 'Di ba? Kailangan i-transfer mo yung information, yung transactions from one account to another. Unfortunately, mga kapatid, there is no way for you to merge accounts in the chart of accounts. We don't do that. Okay? Hindi na pwede gawin yun. Ano gagawin natin? Isa-isahin ko ba, sir? Edit ko lahat. Kaso 2 years ko nang ginagawa. Good luck. Edit mo lahat. Hindi. Wag ganun. This is where find and recode comes in. Kasi sa find and recode, and dito rin siya sa accounting, find and recode, it allows you to do mass movement. Okay? Isang bulto ng movement or correction or editing, bulk editing sa mga transactions. So sa find and recode, yan. So kung naglagay ka lang ng condition, for example, hanapin mo yung nandito sa particular account na to. Let's say ito, sana meron siya. And then search lang natin. And then if I want to recode this to another account, I can do so. Okay? Isang bagsakan. Lilipat ko sila doon. Basta ang tatandaan nyo lang sa find and recode, tatlong criteria to eh. Contact, account, tax rate. Hindi automatic na pinalitan mo ang isa, susunod ang iba ha. For example, ang unang pinili mong account, ang unang pinag-encodean mo ng account, non-taxable pala. Wala siyang VAT, wala siyang GST. Ililipat mo yung transaction sa may GST na account. Hindi automatic magkakaroon ng GST computation pag nag-recode ka ng account, ha? Kailangan, kung papalitan mo yung account at may impact yun sa tax rate, palitan mo din yung tax rate. Tandaan niyo yun. Magkahiwalay ang bawat isang to. So pag ang kinode mo lang, nirecode mo account, yun na yun. Hindi masasama to automatically unless you selected something in this. Okay? Keep that in mind. So that's find and decode. It makes everything easy for you. Isang bagsakan, bulk editing. para may correction tayo na pwedeng gawin. Imbis na pa isa-isa. Kasi tandaan ninyo, what you're trying to do here is to maximize the time that the client is paying for sa inyo. So the faster you can do something, the more efficient you become, the better. That's where your value is. Okay? Kaya pagsasama-samahin mo lahat ng techniques na to eh. Okay? Lahat ng to kailangan pagsama-samahin mo. Bakit? Kasi the combination of all of these features and skills that you have will enable you to perform solutions dun sa mga kailangan mong gawin for your client. And then of course, at the end of the day, ano requirement? Report back. Okay? Reports. Kailangan marunong ka mag-assemble ng report. You need to know how to modify reports. So, kailangan pag nag-eksperimento ka, nyari all reports, don't be satisfied in just, okay, I saw the profit and loss, I opened it, okay, I moved the dates, and then it says to me, okay, ito pala yung trading income niya, okay, ito yung ama. No, because the client might sometimes need you to present the data differently. So ang trabaho dito is not the generation of report, it's modifying the report. At hindi to Excel, so hindi niyan pwedeng copy-paste. So what do you do? Ayan nandito sa baba, edit layout. Kailangan alam mong kalkalin yung bituka ng report. Ayan. Okay? You need to know how to modify this. How do you move the accounts? How do you merge accounts like this one, grouping them? Anong impact nito sa final report? Paano ko nakabukas yan? Paano ko nakasara to? How do I create these kind of formulas? And how do I segregate the transaction to present it correctly? That's the challenge. And it takes a lot of practice, Siguro sa lahat ng mga valuable skills that I have in Zero, isa to sa pinakamapagmamalaki ko. Kasi konti lang ang nagkaroon ng pribilehiyo na magkalkal ng report tax talaga. Mostly of the people I know, they know how to encode transactions, they know how to prepare tax returns, but modifying and creating report tax and report templates, kokonti lang. Yung ganyan. That's why this is going to be very valuable for you. Why? Because at the end of the day, my dear, the owners don't see the day-to-day transactions. They only demand for the reports. So knowing how to prepare those reports becomes very, very valuable for you. Okay? So ayun, almost time. Sakto. So ayan. So these are the 9 critical skills that you need to learn. This is your starting point. Kung kaya ko lang sanang pagkasyahin na i-discuss ito in detail sa isang oras na binigay sa akin, gagawin ko. Pero hindi eh. Because you need to practice. That's why, eto yung, ako may pa-bonus ako sa kanila, Miss Yan. Okay? Ano yon? Una, okay. All of these 9 things that I discussed, meron tayong YouTube video dyan. Okay? Gumawa tayo ng short YouTube video that gives a very simple explanation, mas konting detail pa sa ginawa ko ngayon. You can scan this code, go to my YouTube channel, and you will see there how do you use Zero for these 9 things. Para magkaroon kayo ng better overview. May konting demonstration. And then, I'll give you the T-step process. Ano lahat yon? Una, nabanggit ni Miss Yan kanina, mag-zero certification kayo. Very, very important. Hindi lang po yun dahil para meron kang papel na sasalpak sa resume mo, no? Para hindi siya lelembot-lembot. Hindi. Zero certification is a learning process. They will teach you there what are the functionalities of Zero, what are the things that you need to know on how to use it for your clients. Ganun mo dapat siya tignan. Kasi kapag ang paningin mo lang siya kanya, magsi-zero certification ako para makakuha ko ng trabaho. Hindi ganun yun. Okay? Kailangan skills ang makuha mo doon because zero certification is just your key to opening lang yon. But they will still ask you, alam mo ba gawin to? Alam mo ba gawin to? So, mapapahiya ka lang kapag nag-zero certification ka nga, hindi mo naman pala inintindi. Okay? It does not guarantee anything. But it could be your gateway. Basta importante, you learn out of this. And then, whatever you learn there, experiment. Okay? Open up an account, access demo company, testing, testing, testing. Okay? Laging ganon. Check mo. Mag-practice ka. And then the third step here, train. Kasi mahirap yung puro ka testing. pero wala namang nagko-confirm kung tama pinagagagawa mo. 'Di ba? So, tinraining mo yung sarili mo, mali yung pagkaka-training mo, pagkakaintindi mo, so mali rin ang magiging output mo. Okay? That's why we are doing all of these trainings for you. Miss Yan, should I? Dun sa May 1?
Yes, before we proceed,
Sige lang.
again, yung lahat na nandito, don't leave kasi bibigay ko yung zero certification, but I'm giving a floor. Sorry, Mix, I have to cut you
Hmm,
on that part, but please
go, go.
don't leave because we have special announcement pa. I think we have three more agenda left. I think, can you type in if you find this webinar valuable, and then I'll call Tony. The reason I asked Tony to come here and join with us is we're also hiring, and aside from that, we will give you an overview why we need people like Mix, people like you to learn this software, because we're looking, maybe Tony will discuss what will happen on the next couple of months. Tony, take it away. Tony, you're muted. Sorry. You're muted. All right.
As you can see, I'm a whiz on technology.
All right.
Firstly, thank you, Miguel. That's a extremely polished performance. And the worst thing when you're a presenter is to follow someone as good as Miguel, because you're never going to reach his heights. So thank you. I agree with virtually everything that he says about Xero. So I'll just give you some context. I'm the CEO of a group in Australia that has 9 individual companies, all roughly related to the financial services world, and we're going to replicate what we're doing, particularly in the United States and other places. So we are functionally going to become a small global player in associated financial services. And so I've been around longer. Most of you have been alive in the financial services world dealing with clients. And here's a couple of things that I'd point out. Like I said, I think the presentation on about how to become proficient in Xero, which I think is the best software in the accounting bookkeeping world. And I wish I'd met Miguel years ago. I would to use his phrase, I agree with him that your value is in the speed at which you do things. And that's assuming competency and capability meet your speed, because I'm an owner and my role in the company is to work on behalf of the shareholders. So I have to know the numbers all the time. The only comment I would make about your value, and I've been back and forth to the Philippines for 25 years. I had a fairly large office in Cebu for a long time. Is that there's a general sense of undervaluing your capability, competency, and the contribution you can make to an organisation like myself, like the one that we run. So I actually think there's a 10th element to your role, and that is, and your value, and that is your brains. It's not the I can write a piece of software like Xero, like it's like driving a car. I can drive a car, like I can use Xero, but how good a driver are you? So I'll tell you what I like and an owner will like. It would be fantastic every time someone did accounts for us for our companies on every month, they would put a small note that says, Tony, thought you might be interested that there appears to be a trend in your coffee expenses or etc. Because the most important thing is one of the most important things is to put yourself in the shoes of the person you're sending the report to. So I started work at 4:30 this morning, Australian time, and it's now 7:04 Australian time. So when I look at a document, I go, I really don't want to read all of it. What I want to do is someone go, hey, I think you should look at this trend. Now, you don't have to write 100 words. You might just do 2 bullet points. And those bullet points might be, this is on trend as last month and for the fiscal year. Because I can tell you, I'll go, it's where it should be. That's what I would walk away from reading the report. So what I'm saying to you, a great part of your value is to do some of my thinking, right? Because I'm fundamentally lazy when it comes to things I don't like doing. And if I got back each month for each of the companies and then consolidate, look, everything's doing well except for this company, there appears to be a downgrade in revenue by 7.5%. I would go, what? Okay, well, and then I would spend time looking as to why. So like I said, I've been going back and forward for a long time. And when I first started going there to your wonderful country, there was a sort of a chip on the shoulder about you weren't good enough and that you could only be attached to a piece of software. And I am so pleased to have seen the transformation where zero is not the most important component in your role anymore. It's someone like me would trust someone in this community to go, Tony, please look at, we've got a company called Sofa. Please look at Sofa. It's 7.5% down on income for the year and 11% down from last month. That would attract my attention, because then I would have absolutely no problem in paying a premium to a person in our organisation that did some of the thinking. And to back up or join that with Miguel's presentation, you need to know the software like the back of your hand. And that's only with those 9 points that he put makes you capable of going, hey. So the value that you would deliver, apart from being fantastic at doing the accounts, is to go, I think you should look at. That means to me that you actually are not just sitting there punching numbers, you're actually thinking. And I've always said to our staff, we don't pay for you the way you look, we pay you to think. All right? And, so that's one component. I agree with everything Miguel said. And the only thing I would add is that the way to demonstrate your value. So you're all so polite. It's wonderful. I love going there. We've got offices in Manila now. I love going there because you're all so polite. And that's wonderful, right? But that politeness, sometimes you need to be a bit hard at times and go, hey, this entity, this expense line, this is creeping up. It has for 3 months. I think you just thought I'd bring it to your attention, because that tells me that you're thinking. You're not just putting in numbers. And fundamentally, organisations grow, including your own, if you think. But more importantly, you have to show your clients you're thinking, because they'll never know unless you say, hey, I think. And that's your politeness and perhaps your shyness or whatever. But you need to, no matter how shy you might be personally or polite you may be personally, and then Miguel's a good example, beautifully presented, speaks eloquently. I'm sadly no good at Tagalog and any other language, so I do apologise. But I sat there going, I closed my eyes a few times, I go, he just keeps thinking all the time. Like, that is gold. And those that will rise to the top will always be the people who know what they're working with and are able to extrapolate their intelligence onto a paper with 2 or 3 dot points at the end of every month, even if things are looking good. Because I can tell you now, I would deal with problems 5 or 6 times a day. Like not serious problems, but issues. It's nice to hear something positive on a Teams comment or on a document presented to you. So that's the first thing. The other thing I would suggest, humbly, and I agree absolutely with everything Miguel said about test, 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 test. There's a very famous football coach in Australia, and there's a saying that practice makes perfect. And he goes, that's absolutely rubbish. Perfect practice makes perfect. So my observation to you all is I would form tribes of half a dozen people that you can do some peer review of your own work with. Because if somebody came to me and said, I need you to peer review me on this, I'd be brutal. I would be honest and direct. Because you've asked me to do something, not about you, but about your work, I would go, here. Now, the only way, and I'm sure Miguel will validate this, the only way you ever evolve as a person intellectually in your role and therefore become more valuable is demonstrate your ability to think. And that thinking means that you've exposed yourself to constructive professional criticism, right? And you can never grow unless you do. Because if you look in the mirror and tell yourself you're excellent, that's not peer review, right? That's what your teenage daughters do. They look in the mirror and go, I am so beautiful. And they agree with themselves, right? I get plenty of peer review every day. I just have to open my email or listen to my phone calls, I can tell you. And they make you a better person from an intellectual point of view, if nothing else. So there's obviously naturally people that you like more than others. That's just a human behaviour. And I would set aside some time every week or whatever to pick out some work you did for a client and share it amongst yourselves in peer review. And you will learn, I believe, a lot about yourself and your work over a period of time. So, again, it's very difficult following such a polished presentation, but my takeaways are build a peer review network. Doesn't have to be large, but don't kid yourself. Don't have a peer review in front of the mirror. I would demonstrate your intellect and your knowledge of the software by just making gentle statements at the end of the covering email of the reports or however you transmit it. Because I can tell you now, if that person did that to me, I go, oh, okay, they're really valuable. And what we all seek is to be recognised for our value. Now, we do it in our personal relationships, of course, but your work one is no different. You just have to do it differently. And when you are dealing people who are busy, that's the only way. And I have on occasion picked up the phone and gone, why did you say that? Tell me what you think. That's actually the greatest compliment you can have when your client asks you, what do you think? That's a definition of success that I would carry. And, I started my first business probably long before all you were born. And the only thing I sought respect from was our clients. I didn't particularly care if they didn't like us. our first organisation, we ran $500 million of us AU dollars in investments 40 years ago. So it's probably a couple of billion now. And the only thing I looked for was their clients to say that we did a good job. I didn't particularly care if they liked us or they didn't like us. All I wanted them to do was respect our intellectual value. And that's probably the only comment I would make is all of the things Miguel did is put to us today is fantastic. What I would do is just elevate that a little bit more to demonstrate your intellectual value to your clients, because we all seek to be in a position where the person who pays you or the people that pay you go, but she thinks, because not everybody does. Most people just do their work, but someone who takes 2 or 3 minutes to write a gentle comment shows that you're thinking. Anyway, I've probably spoken too long, haven't I, Marianne?
Yeah, you're good. I just
No, I'm
thank you so
not.
much
That's
for
not honest peer review. I'm
You
happy to
won't.
answer any questions here or offline. Like I am approachable, grumpy but approachable.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you so much, Tony. I know it's a little late that I advise you to hop in the call, but those things that you shared is coming from the CEO of FRM, is very valuable for those who's here. And I think it's already late in Australia. Thank you so much for staying with us, Tony. And
all I would say before I go, if that's what, is that in Miguel and Marianne, all of you have a couple of shining lights in which to walk towards. Okay? Never met two more generous people with their time. I'm happy to be part of that. If somebody wants me to be brutally honest with them, I'm happy to be that way. And anybody's welcome to be brutally honest about me, I can tell you. So I'm going to leave you be, because me being here with only having English is a restriction on your conversation, right? So
yeah,
thank you very much. I'm honoured to have been invited. And like I said, if anybody ever wants to have a chat to me, my details can be easily obtained through Marianne. Okay?
yeah. Thanks,
Have a pleasure.
Tony.
Have a
Have a
great
good night.
weekend.
Yeah, thank you so
Thanks,
much for
Tony.
being here.
Bye-bye. Lovely
Thank
to
Good
meet you
night.
all.
you.
Thank you so much. Ayan, Tagalog na tayo. Ang hirap, 'di ba? So ayan, cut off na tayo Friday.
Nasanay din kayo.
Yes, so ayan,
Nasasanay din
coming
kayo.
from Tony, hindi niya nabanggit pero may hiring kami. I think I already mentioned to Miguel, but may hiring kami ng EA niya tsaka bookkeeper and senior accountant. But I will take the floor to Miguel because he has some announcement to give to you guys. Go ahead, Mix.
Sige, sige. Yan. So, para makumpleto lang yung kanina na sinasabi ko. So, again, tama yung sinabi niya eh. You need to have partners for you to be able to learn from each other. And I totally agree with that. And as another step for this one, actually, Miss Yan and I am actually planning to do it once more. Medyo napahinga tayo ng konti, pero I wanna do it once more. Saktuhan natin, May 1. So I am actually again, okay, for so long after teaching more than 18,000 people, I want to do it. I'm excited to do it again. I want to do my Zero Master Bookkeeper workshop once again. Ang pagbabalik. Na-excite ako lagi dito eh. Kasi after this, marami na sa mga naging estudyante ko talaga, nakakuha na sila ng mga clients. Yung iba, nag-abroad pa. So I saw the impact of this training for so long that I've been doing it. So that's why every time that I am being inspired to do so, do it again, sobrang excited ng puso ko. So ayun, I'm glad to actually do it again this May 1 and 2. Dati diretsong 8 oras to, isang buong araw, pero ngayon hinati ko na lang muna sa 2 araw na mahaba to eh. 4 na oras per session, 2 sessions to anto dito. Isang buong training yon pero hinati natin into 2 days para medyo mas digestible siya. So ano lahat ng mga matututunan natin doon, okay? Lahat ng kailangan mong malaman, on how you use the software for a client. Ang pinaka-importanting parte ng learning experience na to is building scenarios. So we're gonna be looking at ano-ano ba yung mga scenarios na may encounter mo. during that sorry, when you start working with a client, and how do you deal with those scenarios? Kasi tandaan po ninyo, when using accounting systems like this, hindi naman ito yung basta marunong ka lang mag-encode ng sales invoice, marunong ka mag-encode ng purchase bills, okay ka na. Hindi. You need to know how to combine different techniques, different features of the software to solve a specific problem. Okay, yun yung sinasabi ni Tony kanina na dapat, ginagamit ang isip, solve problem, highlight things. That's where your value comes in. So I'll be doing this again this May 1 and 2, 2026. 2 sessions to hinati, hindi yung mag-attend ka ng isang session tapos okay ka na, 2 araw automatic, naka-enroll ka doon. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. we're gonna be talking all of these topics na nilista ko dito. So, sulit na sulit yan. So, for those of you who would like to join, ayan yung link, ayan yung QR code. You can just scan that and register. Regular yan, 1,500 for the 2 sessions na yon. But, for those who will be registering today, as in today, okay, register na ngayon, kumpletuhin ang registration, exclusive, 1,000, may 300 pesos discount kayo, automatic. From me, 1,200 na lang. After 24 hours, this will be gone. Balik tayo sa regular na pricing natin. So, ang gawin lang natin, you scan the code here. I'll also be sending the link and the poster sa community natin. So, make sure that you're there. Okay? And then, register na. Keep in mind ha, inoorasan ko, it's 5:21 p.m. 24 hours. Kinabukasan na 5:21 ng hapon. Tomorrow, wala na. 1.5 na yan, dire-diretso tayo. Okay? So, we only have 24 hours to maximize. At saka first 20 registrants lang pala, by the way, yung mga ka-avail nun. So, after 20 registrations, we're gonna stop offering the 1,200 and all of the registration will be 1.5 na. So, I hope to see you there. Also, every Wednesday, meron tayong Win This Day Wednesday live sa ating community. Tandaan ang oras. Anong oras nga ulit? Sa mga nakapag-ano doon?
10-10.
10-10. Lagi nating hinahanap si 10-10. Okay. Discount code, lagay nyo na lang po dyan. Yan Migs. Ganun lang.
Migs
Hindi naman
yan. Yan,
kailangan.
Migs na lang. O ano,
Oh,
yan,
yan
Migs.
Migs. Oo.
Guys, sa question ng internship, ito ang gagawin ko. Since nakita nyo na si Tony, I'm planning kasi sa ina-hire ni Tony, I'll let Migs choose the best student out of that na
Training.
mag-enroll. Kasi
Game.
that's fair enough, 'di ba? Kasi
Mhm.
mag-enroll kayo pero we will guarantee na meron kayong mapupuntahan. And that's why if you follow me, ilang beses na pumunta si Tony, siya yung nagbibigay nakita niyo naman kung paano ako tinitreat ni Tony lately kasi ang dami naming client na pumapasok. At isa si Mix na ipapakausap ko kay Tony pagbalik ni Tony baka end of month. And so for those of you is interested to meet Tony, gustong-gusto niya na ikipag-usap, hindi naman halata, 'di ba? Siya yung kasama ko pumunta ng Cebu, kaya sinabi ko baka pupunta kami Cebu kasi may pupuntahan kami doon. Kaya hindi ko lang alam kasi nakadepende sa kanya yung ticket. Charot. Nasa kanya yung bola kung kailan kami pupunta ng Cebu. But definitely, malay mo yung kasama si Migs. Kita-kita tayo doon, di ba? Ano kami.
Tama niyo ako.
So, guys, again, this is a no-brainer. Kasi nung nilapitan ko si Migs, di ba lagi ako nasa US, pero this time, kaya nating kaya kong i-market to sa labas ng LinkedIn. Sabi ko na sa inyo, may nagla-like na akong kliyente sa LinkedIn yung isa kong post. Meaning nanonood sila, all I have to do is go out and sinasabi ko doon, you don't have to look for people na kasi nasa loob ng community. Pero i-assure namin, yung maibibigay naming candidate for that community is na trainee MIGS. Siguro naman, no question asked. Ako ngayon ko lang narinig yung buong story ni Migs kasi short yung time namin. 12 years more than pa ang experience na siya nga nagta-training sa US, sa New Zealand, tsaka sa AU, di ba? Imagine, baliktad. So, with no questions kung paano yung mabibigay bibigyan namin ka ng certification. Ito yung isa kong sasabihin. Sa lahat na mag-enroll, meron kayong certification coming from as a nakagraduate. Meron kayong referral sa amin na pwede nyo i-vouch na nag-training kayo sa amin. Tapos, again, lahat ng mag-enroll, i-review yung CV, sila yung ipapakita namin sa client kasi ang gagawin namin ni Tony, magre-reverse marketing kami. I think nabanggit ko to kay Migs. Lahat ng nasa pool namin, siya yung ima-market namin sa labas. Kasi sayang yung ibang CV, tama? Magre-reverse marketing kami. Ongoing na kami nila Tony doon. And si Tony magpuput up ng team dito. Pupunta siya sa sa US by third quarter of this year. And eto na yung sinasabi ko na kaya tamang-tama yung collaboration namin ni Mix kasi eto na yung mag-open ng door sa mga ayaw ng iBags. Tama? So, yan na yung
Tama.
link, nasa community lang naman yan. At may ano lang, announcement, guys. Sana may time pa kayo. Kung may Zero, may QBO, nandun din kami ni Mix. If you want to see Mix in flesh, gusto nyo magpa-picture kay Mix,
Grabe yung
eto na
picture.
yung pagkakataon nyo, April 24. Magkasama kami ni Mix, isa ako sa MC. Meron ding online. So, we need more attendees online and on-site. Libre ko po yung lunch, tsaka ni Mix Sarot. Libre po yung
Teka
lunch.
lang.
All
Sabi
you
mo,
have to do
lilibre
is
mo
show
yung
up.
lunch ko eh.
Oo, libre ko si Mix ng lunch. So, ako na yung MC, ako pa yung magpapa-lunch. So, I think, si Grace, sino ba yung sila, Jeng, nandyan yung malalapit sa NCR. Please, do attend, please. Ito na yung chance
Andun ako.
natin magkita-kita. Okay,
Register na
and
ako.
then, last more, dyan lang muna yung code mamigsa kasi
Sige lang.
meron naman kaming CFO, nabanggit na to ni Joe. Sa April 27, libre din ang session. How to become CFO, ayan naman yung link. So, please join. April 24, ay meron pa tayong free session sa April 17 for those na hindi naka-attend. Invalid
Yep.
QR daw code daw, Mix, paulit.
Ito po, nilalagay ko sa chat box yung link kung sakali. Pero na-try ko naman yung code sa phone ko.
Magana naman,
Working
guys.
siya. Pero yan yung link po, just in case.
Ayan. So, baka magsabay-sabay. Pero again, ipuput ko yung mga link dun sa QBO sa April 24 and 17 meron pa tayo 4 p.m. 24, 1 p.m. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. sa Phoenix, Gun Phoenix sa Pasay. And then, April 27, how to become CFO free session din. Meron daw AU tax mix o
Ay,
separate
teka
na
lang.
dito?
Software muna tayo. Kasi pag pinasok pa
Oo,
natin AU
tama.
taxation, sabog utak yan. Madami.
Tama.
Isa-isa
Isa lang,
lang.
guys, mahina kalaban.
Hindi, kayo rin.
Di kakayanin yung brain cells nyo.
Marami yun. Oo. Software muna. And then after, kasi bookkeeping ang starting point yan. After that, kalkalin natin BAS, kalkalin natin tax return, ITR. Yan,
Ayan,
mga ganun.
kailangan din namin yan. Tsaka payroll mix, meron ka bang payroll?
Yes. Walang problema yan. Payroll.
Yan. Kasi may client ako sa iyo, si Miss Maya Davis. Nag-open ng company sa Pilipinas yan. Ako nag-open. So, sa atin siya kukuha ng bookkeeping. Kaya please, mag-aral kayo kasi dito na lang natin kukunin sa loob yung mga magtatrabaho sa atin. Yung kay Miss Maya, online yon. Kay Tony, tatry kong gawing hybrid o online kasi gusto niya talaga on-site. Gusto niya kasi nagkikita-kita. Ewan ko ba doon. But anyway, we will try our best sana mag-online. And then, I have 2 more AU clients na ipipitch ko to. So, just learn and makinig kay Mix. Tingin ko, ako natuto ngayon. Hindi ko favorite si Zero pero ngayon parang ang ganda-ganda niya, di ba?
Mas madali yan.
QBO kasi
Masayang
ako
gamitin.
Ayan, so Mix, makikita mo na ba dyan na nag-enroll para i-close na natin sa 20? Kita mo ba sa...
Meron. Teka lang, nasa kasing registration.
Okay, do you have question kay Mix pala? I'll give the floor to Mix if you have questions.
Yeah. Kung may question kayo. So, kung di nyo magamit to, by the way, nasa chat box yung link natin. And then, at the same time, hingi na rin ako ng feedback.
Oy,
I would
tayo
appreciate.
guys Guys, picture tayo, wag kayo alis.
Ay, sige
Ay,
po.
feedback
Ayan.
daw.
Feedback. So if you can please scan this code, and I would appreciate to know how was your training experience for today. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so yan, pakiscan na lang po itong code na to. Just in case that you missed yung registration form, balik ko lang siya dito. Discount code is YANMIX.
Mix, may nagtatanong daw, account name for
Yes.
Security Bank.
Account name. Pangalan ko po.
Guys,
Miguel
yung enrollment daw, hanggang naman, May 1 po yung huli. Ngayon lang yung first 20 may discount. So after
Yes.
today, 1.5 na po siya.
1.5 na siya.
Hanggang pa naman? Mix, kailan ang cut-off mo? Hanggang may
Tomorrow, alas 5:21 ng hapon. 5:21.
Yung
Pero hanggang 20
yung first
lang,
20. Yung first 20 lang.
Ilan na
Ay,
ba?
pero ang
Dali.
usapan kasi namin ni Mix, guys, alam niyo kung bakit? Gusto namin konti lang muna. Bakit? Kasi pag madami, di ba Mix, na usap tayo, wag masyadong madami kasi para mas tutok ka sa kanila.
Yes po. Lilimit din natin kung ilan yung number. Di lang pa tayo nag-agree yata, Miss Yan, kung ilan.
Oo.
Ay, din, meron na. Parang 14, 15 ba? I think 15 or
15 nga
20.
lang, 15 to 20 lang sana gusto
Oo.
namin kasi para
So, 5 na.
matutukan.
5 na po ang nag-register.
O, ayan. So,
Nakikita ko
ano na
live
lang
dito
kayo?
eh.
15 and then up to 30 para 20, siguro 15 to 20 kung 30 hanggang 30 lang pero sana small crowd lang para mas
Smaller
tutukan ni Migs.
siguro. Kailangan kasi matutukan eh dahil maraming questions kasi pag ganyan.
Okay.
Ayan.
Ayan. Thank you so much guys. And
Evaluate
picture na
natin.
tayo. Guys, nasa community ba kayo? Nandun po post ni Migs yung Migs pa. Post na lang nung link mo sa yung mga...
Will do.
Ay, may promise ako, di ba? Sige, picture tapos ibibigay ko yung link. Ipopost ko rin naman sa community. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Pero yung
Hello
mga
po.
nandito, picture, ayan na,
Yes.
gusto nila yan. Mix, pasuyo po ng slide.
Ay, tanggalin ko muna. Okay.
Para ano natin, teka lang, tanggalin ko yung pin namin. Okay, ito na yung exciting part. Guys, ipopost ko to sa LinkedIn. Magjo-join force tayo, magpapapansin tayo sa LinkedIn, okay? Magpo-post tayo, reshare nyo yung post ko para lahat ng Australian client na nasa paligid ko makikita tayo na meron na tayong pool of talent. Okay ba yan? Magkakaroon tayo ng ally. Zero ally. Ang tawag natin sa ally? Anyway, sige. Thank you so much sa mga nakapunta sa mga dati. Let's go. Picture. Asan si Migs? Hindi ko makita.
Dito ko.
Migs. Ayun. Go. 1. Teka lang ah. Hinga ng malalim. 1. May nag-heart. Ang daming heart rate. 1, 2, 3. O, slide 2. Wala mo nang hihinga. Teka lang. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Ed. Sino pa yung mga anak-anak ka dito? Proud na proud ako sa anak kong to si Edna eh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Ay, mga taga Cebu. Nakita ko si Catherine. 1, 2, 3. Familiar faces kayo. Kasi ko lang kayo ma-shoutout isa-isa pero kilala. Hi, Kat. Trina Show ang Kabonseng. Yay. Ayan.
Hello,
Magkakamiss ko ni
Jan.
Tony soon. Kaya sama na kayo. Lipad na. Hi, Jeng! Andito si Geraldine. Guys, sino yung pupunta sa April 24? Yes, ayan. Si Grace. Yan, si Carms. Nakita kita si Mix nandun. Time
Yes,
ko na
I'll be there.
autograph. Next, autograph tayo dyan.
Yeah, okay po. 5,000 kada pirma lang.
Ah, ayan. Again, if you have question, ipopost ko sa LinkedIn ito. Mag-iisip lang ako ng content. But definitely, please reshare and reach out to me para sa link. Ay, wag na sa GC ng WhatsApp. Magugulo kasi yung WhatsApp link. Doon na tayo sa community ng Australian Bookkeeping. Okay?
10 na po yung
Thank you so-
nag-register, by the way.
ano na lang, 10 na lang sa
10
first
na lang.
din. Try natin hanggang 20 lang. 30, basta 20 to 30 lang mix para konti
Sige
lang
po,
sila.
30, I think that's gonna be our limit, 30.
Okay, sasama din ako. Gusto ko rin matuto ng zero. QBO kasi ako eh. Bias ako eh. No? Bias ako eh, no? Ewan ko ba?
Di ganyan talaga, may kanya-kanyang bias tayo sa software.
Oo, pero kailangan ko matuto kasi kailangan ni Tony ng accountant, EA, tsaka bookkeeper. Sasabihin ko kay Tony, kumuha galing sa student ni Migs. Kasi ang gagawin ni Migs, pwede kayo magtanong sa kanya at maalalayan. Ha? Para
Yes.
hindi tayo magkaroon ng problem. Tama? Yan, meron na kayong bagong tatay. Kung may nanay na, may tatay na. Yes, kumpleto na tayo. Bunso na lang. Charot. Ayan. Thank you, Migs, ha? Thank you so much. See you soon.
Salamat din. I'll see you soon. I'll see you on the 24th.